got a question here that relates again to the RAD, or more specifically, how much do you get back, and when should I expect that transaction to happen?
Yeah. Good question, Fenua. So, you know, if people pay a RAD or a part RAD, when does it get refunded back to the people or the family, and how much do they receive back? So it's a good question. Again, this comes down to, Fenua, the importance of that residential care agreement that the aged care facility put together, and at some stage puts under your nose to say, here's the agreement for you to come into our aged care facility. And again, I'll emphasize, Fenua, how important that document is, to really read it and understand what's in that document before you sign it. So, you know, it's a legal document. So I encourage everybody to go and get some sort of legal input or legal opinion on that document, because in that agreement, it's about 40 to 50 pages long. It's a thick document, and in there is the rules of engagement. So in other words, what will happen while you're a resident of that aged care facility. So when it comes to refunding the RAD and how much you get back, if you move out of the accommodation facility, and how would you do that? You might be unhappy where you are and you might decide you want to move somewhere else. You should be able to pick that RAD up that you've paid and move it across to the next aged care facility. Mm-hmm. If you are to pass away, what happens to that RAD? And again, in the agreement, very clearly stipulated around what happens there, because the RAD will actually get repaid back to your estate. And in the agreement, it'll talk about that, and it'll also talk about what time it takes, or what's the process you have to follow to, or your family have to follow to get that RAD refunded. So typically when someone passes away, there'll be a will involved, there'll be an executor of that estate involved, and they will have to go and seek probate for that estate. In terms of refunding the RAD back, in that agreement, it'll talk about how that actual process takes place and how long. And typically, we're talking around about, once probate is proven, the RAD will typically be refunded back to the estate within 14 days. And they'll be clearly stipulated in that residential care agreement. Now, do you get the full amount of the RAD back that you paid in? Typically, yes, you do. However, if there's any unpaid fees that still need to be paid to the facility have the right or the ability to get paid their money before they refund that RAD. So again, it'll be very clearly stipulated in the agreement how that process takes place, but you'll have to pay up all your bills, or the estate will have to pay up all your bills, and then the RAD will get repaid back to the estate. So hopefully that's pretty clear.
It's good to know. Thank you.